Hey, it's Ronne Barton. I'm here to show a lesson for today, and we are going to be working on the basic head structure. You are going to need some paper, blank paper. You're going to need some sharpened pencils that's got erasers or a big chunky eraser, and you will need a black ink pen or black felt tip pen for this exercise. And you will also, to start your circles, I always do this. You can use a styrofoam cup, but for today, what I'm going to be using is the bottom half of a plastic Easter egg. So I'll get Aaron to go ahead and start putting this down here at the paper, and we'll get started. Okay, now I typically, when I'm first sketching, have you got that focused? Typically when I first start sketching, I like to use a 4H or a 2H pencil because they're really light. Aaron, can you focus this camera right here? This was just, I was doodling before I started this lesson today. And I will be using a darker pencil for this demonstration because the lighter pencils do not show up very well on camera. So I'll be using a 2HB pencil. But I can't stress enough, whenever you're doing this, this is just practice. This is just a basic lesson. So don't get frustrated and don't get upset because this is totally practice. We are not going to work on anything perfect today. Okay, go ahead and focus this back down here. Just starting off with your blank piece of paper, I'll just go ahead and put this one in the center. And when you're drawing, I can't stress enough to people who are just starting to draw, the less pressure you use, it's going to be easier to erase later on. So try not to bear down hard. Even though I'll probably bear down a little bit harder, but I've been doing this a while. Okay, so just get your cup or Gatorade bottle top or whatever. Get your circle on there. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just freehand draw it, but honestly, if you'll use something that's got a perfect circle, it's going to look better. Okay, once I got my circle on there, just very lightly place a line right down in the center of that circle, or just as close as you can get it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I can tell you, nobody hates doing this basic stuff more than me. Aaron just informed me that it's not showing up, so I'll bear down a little bit harder. But don't bear down as hard as I'm doing. Okay? And you'll have to forgive me, my allergies are flared up, so I'm kind of sniffing around. Can you see that, Aaron? Mm-hmm. Okay.
The line, though.
Okay, I'll make my line darker, but do as I say, not as I do. Anybody who's doing this at home, you need to use light pressure. I'm using dark, but so it can show up. Okay, so get your line right down the center there. The head is basic shapes. Basic. That's a circle, that's a line. Okay, then what I do, about right here, I start with the left side, and I do this every single time, and I know this is just my method and it's not perfect, but I just draw two straight lines coming out of it like that. Then I just do this, and yes, that looks a little bit elongated right there, or a little bit long. We'll fix that later because this is just practice. I begin all of my stuff like this, and nobody hates doing this worse than me. I'm just one of those people who I like to just jump right in there and, start drawing and things like this. Can you focus in on that, Aaron? This is just a print of something I've done in the past. Everybody wants to just jump right in there and start something like this, but you can't do that, even though we want to. You have to start like this every single time. Okay, and so I think that's a little bit skinny right there, so I'll just come over here and I'm going to widen that up a little bit. Now, I like to use a kneaded eraser. You don't have to.
Show it to them.
Sometimes they do. What's the time?
5:26.
Okay. Okay, and so I'm going to widen that up a little bit and just go ahead and use the top of it. And I love those Ticonderoga pencils. They're really good. But you can use any kind of pencil. It doesn't matter. Okay, so now I've got that. I go ahead, try to make those lines over here on the side coming out of the circle about the same place, and then I do this. That's about where in that general area I'll put my eyes. Okay, so the nose is so simple. The nose is really just made up of shadows. So just come a little bit below that circle, and maybe about right here, and just not a sharp V. It doesn't matter, because you can change that to whatever you want it to look like. It could be an oval right there, or a, just lines like that. Okay, once you get your nose, come down a little bit more, and I'm just going to do this right here. Can you see right here, Aaron? Right here. You're just going to do a shape just like that. It kind of looks like ocean waves. That's going to be the top of the lid. And like I said, this is an imperfect, and I will later on, I will go over, specific facial features and stuff like that. Basically, what I'm interested in today is you learning how to do this correctly. Okay? But I'm just showing you. Then kindly put like a half moon right there like that. See, there's the top of the lip. There's the bottom of the lip. Okay? Now, up here, here's where I center my eyes. And the ears too, if you want to go ahead and put your ears in there. The bottom of the ears, to me, the ears are kindly close to the bottom of the nose. Like that. And you can tell when you're doing it if it doesn't look right. And so if it doesn't look right, erase it a little bit and do it again. This is just practice. This is how I learned how to draw. I did not go to college to be an artist. I am a self-taught artist, so everything I had to do, I had to learn on my own. Now, I've had a couple of classes, with a really, really, really good artist, and that individual helped me, develop my skills. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to put a couple of lines in here. Go on either side of where you put your nose and put you a little line right there. Okay, I don't want okay, see here, everybody messes up. I don't want those lines right there. I want to go ahead and erase that circle, bottom of that circle. And so I want my eyes on this line right there. Nobody's perfect. See, even I mess up. So see? But that's what those things right there are for. That's an eraser. Okay. So now, see what I did? I come up here where I drew that kind of light straight line, and I put 4 lines through there on either side of the nose and come up a little bit. Okay, now watch this. I just join those. Now the fashion right now for fairies and stuff like that is big round eyes. Like I said, I'm just trying to show you location and stuff like that for right now of where I like to place mine. So just join those lines like that and see you got some big round eyes there. And see, I can already tell that I'm not really satisfied with that right there. So I'll probably drop that nose a little. But it's just practice, and I want you to play around with it. Draw another circle inside that circle. And see, sometimes if you're not careful, they'll look cross-eyed. The little eyebrow there. I like to put these little things right for the eyelid, just right above there. And I also like to go ahead and just kindly darken that a little bit right there. Aaron, what's the time?
10:09.
Okay, this is too long. Okay. Now, just kindly smooth out your edges. See, because you're going to take all this off. Okay, the top of the circle right here, like I said, I'm a person who likes the big hair. But for today's lesson, I'm not really going to focus on the hair. I just wanted to let's put her some eyebrows in there.
We'll have to do this next video.
Okay.
Alright guys, there's your basic face. Now this is going to have to be a 2-part video, which will be posted right after this.
Okay.